Moreover, it does not help that when the clock strikes 3, my hand stills. Oh, fuck, no! Greetings, my beautiful viewers. I am the Hunter of Comedy, and welcome back to The Letter. So, last time, Zach made all the right choices. He did all the things that a good person should do, and he was punished for them. This spirit is now trying to kill him too, it looks like, haunting him, and trying to get... I don't know what this woman is wanting help with. Like, this woman keeps saying, help me, I want help, and yet, like, she's murdering people. Like, is it like when you refuse to help her, she decides to murder you? Because the second she figures out that you're not useful to her, she just is overcome with rage, so she kills you? I don't know. But we're gonna find out.
Sup, Z-Man?
Yep. We're back here again.
I told you we should have called him before going here.
It's fine.
It is Ashton I see first, sitting comfortably on my couch, munching on a bag of chips with both feet propped atop the coffee table. Whatever proverbial stone has made a home at the pit of my stomach automatically flies right out the window at the sight of him. But before any exasperation sets in, my attention is taken by the other occupant in the room. Isabella perches on the only other chair in the room, attempting to make herself smaller, it seems, from how closely she's hugging her arms against her. Nevertheless, she gives me a small smile when she notices my stare. Yet somehow, there isn't any warmth in it like it's supposed to have.
Hey, Zach. Sorry we just barged in here. Ash was...
Relax. Z-Man gave me a copy of the key himself.
Only after you broke the 13th one? I can't keep replacing them every time you think it'd be a good idea to break into my apartment. And stop calling me Z-Man!
I didn't break anything this time.
Ash, just because I gave you a key doesn't mean you can just stroll in here whenever you want to. And, hey, is that my...
Ash shrinks at me because, of course, he has the gall to smirk knowing what he did. He pops in whatever is very likely the last piece of chip into his mouth and folds the wrapper neatly on the table before throwing it in the nearby trash. From her chair, Isabella shoots me an apologetic smile as soon as the foil hits the waste bin with a dull thunk. Common sense dictates I should be angry. But after everything, having something normal play out in front of me, no matter how childish their antics can get, can't bring myself to muster even a tidbit of it. This is the time to talk to them about whatever is going on in the mansion. Now is the time, Zach. Do not hesitate. Isabella's having problems too. The priest is having problems. Hannah's having problems. Ash will have problems soon. God damn. Behind me, the television starts blaring the music for the end credits of a movie. You've likely been waiting for a while if Ash has gotten impatient enough to rummage through my cupboards and watch something.
Of course he eats all of it. You know, I was saving that for the weekend. Did you at least share some with Bella?
Don't worry about it. I'm good, Zach.
Really? It's free food, you know. What was that you usually say? You don't say no to free food. What happened?
No, I'm just not hungry.
Is it the ghost lady? Can we talk about the ghost lady? Can we please fucking talk about the ghost lady? Ash only shrugs at the question in my eyes. I can't be the only one who finds the vibe she's given off to be odd, and the guy has no doubt already caught wind of it.
Aye. But if you want something, just say so. I've got a fully restocked pantry right here at your disposal. Still not a 5-star level thing, but for an empty stomach, it'd do. Just say the word.
Thanks, Zach. Maybe next time. Food is not really what we came here for. Ash, he's the one who...
She casts a brief glance at Ash, and in an instant he sits up. Every trace of amusement is gone from his face as he claps his hand in front of him and leans forward. A minuscule gesture meant to ease, yet the grim expression on him tells a different story altogether.
All right, you two, what's this about? I don't like those looks.
A short but tense pause follows. They're both stalling. Under normal circumstances, I'd wait. These two, the more you force it, the more they'll clamp down on it. But as a handful of seconds continue to slip by, the unsettling feeling in me also grows with it. Soon it turns into impatience. Before I can demand a response, though, one of them finally speaks. It is Isabella who breaks it first.
We just thought we should check on you. After what happened to Rose,
Please don't tell me something happened again.
Oh, God!
No, nothing. None so far.
Oh, good!
And we're keeping it that way as much as possible.
Ash, it's not that easy. This isn't some...
We don't know that. Let me...
Oh, I feel like we're finally getting into the meat of it. Come on! The bitter frustration in his tone is impossible to miss, but he matches it as soon as Isabella draws back. He also, he allows himself a moment to breathe before dropping it for one less harsh, more tempered, gentler.
Let me look at this first, okay? I agreed to help, but you've got to let me handle things from now on.
I already told you everything.
There must be something we're not seeing in this just yet. We'll sort this out, but no more silly ideas and running around on your own. You're making people worry more than necessary. Becca, especially.
So everything's fine?
Depends on who you're asking. How are things with you? Anything odd?
Good, I guess.
No, do not lie, Zach! Tell them the truth! Tell them about the creepy lady! Tell them everything! Now is the time! God damn it, Zach!
Admittedly, how things went down at the housewarming party last night threw me off a bit.
I'm not asking about that. Remember the letter thing Isabella's been yapping on about? I'm asking about that kind of odd.
I look at him. Gaped, more like. His serious expression doesn't waver despite the perplexed look I shoot him. There is a brief second. Hmm?
Okay. I
What
found
the-
something on the web
No.
for residents in Waves.
God damn. Siri scared the fuck out of me because... Damn it. Siri scared the fuck out of me because I heard a voice behind me and it was her, but with my headphones on I couldn't tell. All it sounded was like this muffled woman's voice and I freaked the fuck out. I was like, oh dear God, no. And then of course it was just my phone and I was like, oh thank God. I get jumpy when I play these fucking games, especially because every episode that you have seen thus far, I have recorded between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. I am doing a late night recording because that's just how time worked out for me. But yeah, this shit's scary, man. There's a brief second I let pass as I wait for the heavens to fall somewhere. It doesn't come. The sky is still bathed in vibrant reddish hues as it waits for the night to arrive. Luxborn is still the same busy city, and everything in my room still appears as it did a second ago, including the unnerving ticking of my wall clock. But if Ashton, calm, cool, collected, always logical Ashton, takes an interest in this, something or someone must have fucked shit up somewhere. Damn!
Well, the dreams, they're a lot worse than usual. There's a woman now, ever since we saw that letter. I don't know if it's the same one Isabella talked about. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I really don't want to go back to sleep sometimes. Last night was the worst. Anyway, why are you asking about this?
Rose's death isn't just a coincidence, Zach. It may have something to do with... I may have...
Wait, stop right there for a sec, Bella. I thought you ain't buying this stuff, Ash. Just the other day, you said the exact same thing.
I still don't, but even Rebecca, out of all people, claims there's something. Whatever this is, someone has got to look into it. Everything about this screams shady.
Are you sure you even have the time? Ain't you busy with your current case?
I got taken off that one.
You didn't say you were taken off your case.
I just got the news this morning. Apparently, the higher-ups think I'm doing a horrendous job at it. It doesn't matter, though. If these two cases are connected like I initially thought, then regardless, I'm on the right track.
Are you sure we should even be doing this?
Yes! Dear God! We finally have people invested in what's going on! We're gonna have a slumber party. We're all gonna stay in the same room, and we're gonna make sure nothing happens. We're gonna take shifts. We're gonna take shifts on who stays awake. So, yeah, like, I'll take first shift, Bella will take second, and, Ashton can do the third one. It's fine.
Doing what exactly?
There's some place we'll visit after this.
Too vague for comfort, Ash.
Yeah, man.
And please don't tell me you're bringing her with you.
His affirmation comes in the form of a stare, but that alone says all I need to know. What I pointed out gives him pause, though, and his voice is thickened with hesitation when he addresses Isabella.
You know what? Zach's right, Isabella. You don't have to come with me.
No, fuck that! No! We stick together! Dear God!
It's not myself I'm worried about. It's you. I'll just do this myself, if it'll get you into more trouble with your superiors. At least I can make up an excuse why I need to be there.
Don't be ridiculous. You're not walking in there without me. Besides, I think it's a little too late to back out now. Have you two seen the news this morning?
I haven't, actually. Mama called, and I was busy.
Oh no. I think something happened with her papa. Oh no. Oh, sweetheart, no. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know if that's the case, but judging by her tone, it sounds like it might have been. Or maybe something to do with the curse, I don't know. The change in air around her, while small, cannot have gone unnoticed, and it takes every willpower not to ask. Probably the only thing reigning in my curiosity is the fact that Ash himself hasn't brought it up either.
No problem. It should be in the afternoon news as well.
Oh, another victim of the Anselm Butcher? He grabs the remote and cycles through the numerous channels until he gets to a news report with another guy who has been found dead in the early hours of the morning today. Burned alive this time. Oddly, no fire has spread, and whatever damage has been contained within the places the body was found. The room itself, however, has been completely vandalized. Help me. Help me, help me, help me. Oh God, another murder, the authorities claimed. Isabella and I knew better. None of us shifts, even after the report ends, but the room has suddenly felt stifling. Ashton's eyes have gone hooded with what appears to be restrained anger, and the remote in his hand creaks mildly under his grip. The stone is back in my stomach, a tiny little thing gripping at my insides, growing with every passing second as the dread sinks in. In the thick of it, Isabella's voice is the one that breaks the hush. A small, weak thing on its own that wavers unevenly between words, but every syllable heavy with meaning.
This is because of that thing, isn't it? I did this somehow.
You did not do it. This is not your fault. When it fades, all that's left in the air is her doubt and fear, while all we can do is to cope. You know what? We can still fix this.
It ain't too late. We could still fix this.
Yeah!
There's 3 of us here.
Yes!
4 if you count Rebecca.
No, she's staying away from this.
She's already involved, and you know it! She lifts her gaze at me, eyes steady and shoulders squared as she holds it against the baffled look I give her. Although in the next second it immediately softens, it takes me by surprise nonetheless. In those brief moments, it's like I faced a different person.
I don't want to involve her in this any more than I already have. Both of you as well.
I already said it. That's completely out of the question. Stop asking.
We're a team! We have the logical one, the one with heart, and best girl! We're good! We may need Becca, though. Having a 4th is... You want as many people as possible when you're doing this sort of shit. And never split the party. Never split the party!
Still in all, that's 2 extra heads who can do the thinking. Between us three, I'm sure we'll figure something out pretty soon.
Yeah!
Don't make this whole thing sound like it's a piece of cake to deal with.
Okay, I'm trying to be optimistic, asshole! Stop trying to ruin my optimism!
It ain't. But better than sitting around, yeah? Plan is still a plan.
You're going to shoot yourself in the foot one day with that kind of thinking. We don't even know who's doing this.
Evil ghost spirit lady! Who apparently is not afraid of God! I mean, seriously, she wandered into a church like it was fucking nothing!
The last 2 murders might just be similar incidents done by 2 different suspects.
Hasn't stopped you from going after them before. Remember that time when you...
Okay, stop right there. There will be no retelling of that incident today, Z-Man. Or ever.
Keep calling me Z-Man and maybe I will.
Oh, suddenly Isabella laughs. Though muffled by her hands, it rings light and easy against the thick tension in the room. Still a far cry from the usual cheer she carries, but brings a welcome shift in the otherwise dreary mood.
Thanks, you two.
I'll tell you about it when he's not around.
Give it up, Z-Man. She's not interested.
Who says I'm not?
Ash makes a face but chuckles at the jest despite himself.
Why am I even friends with you two?
Because you love us? And like this, most of our worries ebb away, if only for a few moments. They take their leave mere minutes close to sundown, but regardless of the latter mood, little has been said of their plans, only vague hints of what they're aiming to do after. While it ain't any of my business to know, something about this whole thing still gnaws at me. A tiny passing thought urges me to do something as well. At this hour, the streets are once again busy with people heading home after a hard day's work. Little of the bustle matters to them as they step out the crowded walkway, however. Ash especially. There's only one goal in his mind, and I'd wager there's nothing I can do to stop him at this point. He probably decided on it long before they made the decision to drop by. Despite this, Isabella lags behind. A worried crease is back on her forehead as she watches Ash leave to get his car.
Something wrong, Bella?
No, Actually, can you check on Becca for me after this? I really didn't get the chance to tell her where I'm headed off to. Tell her I'm okay, and we're... No, just that. That's all.
You sure I should skip on that part? If she finds out about this, she'll be angry. I don't really want to deal with angry Rebecca. It gives me a stomachache just thinking about it.
Neither do I, but I'll handle it if she gets mad. Just make sure she's safe and tell her to be careful. You too. Take care of yourself.
Almost abruptly, she pauses, the gaze in her eyes hardening as she lapses into another one of those long, distant silences from earlier. This ain't just because of the whole fiasco with the letter anymore.
I don't want what happened to Rose to happen to you guys as well.
Yeah, I don't either. How's my relationship with Rebecca? Not so good. It's regular. I don't want to fuck that up. So if I have to tell her something and I piss her off, God, I don't want my friends to die. I like these people. This one cut deeper. Before I can ask about it, Ash returns, casually swinging his car keys in one hand and gestures at Isabella.
Come on, we don't have much time. Shirley's waiting.
Shirley?
Who's sure? Oh, right. Don't answer that. I don't want to hear it, you huge dork.
Says the person who gave her stuffed toys names. Batcat? Really?
It's cute. Yours is just weird. I'll see you later, Zach.
She spares me another smile, and I watch her walk off. Only now did it occur to me that none of those she gave today ever did reach her eyes. I make a grab for the back of Ash's parka. He staggers briefly before correcting himself and shooting me a confused glare.
Is she all right?
What? Who's okay?
Isabella. She's been, I don't know, out of it today? Did something happen earlier?
The scowl on his face says it all.
She's actually been like that this morning. I'll ask, but...
Just do me a favor and watch over her. We have no idea what we're dealing with.
No, we do! We have an idea. It's not a good idea, but we have an idea of what we're dealing with. It's an evil, vengeful spirit. You know this by now. Why, people? Why do you feel you should say nothing?
I don't know what happened to her since the last time I saw her, but from how she's been doing today, whatever it is, seems like a pretty big deal.
Yep.
Wait, you didn't annoy her again, did you? Because I swear to God, if you did, you've got another thing coming for you.
What? No. Why would I? Just so you know, I already apologized for the one at the movie house. Granted, she deserved more of an apology, but I meant it that time.
I'm just asking. I'll take your word for it. But if you can find out what's bothering her, that'd be nice. Honestly, I don't think it's the letter this time.
I'll see what I can do.
You make sure you keep yourself out of harm's way, alright?
Yeah, you too. Don't do anything reckless again.
Reckless, no. But I can't make you to promise I won't do anything. After seeing that, there's no way in hell I'm going to pretend there ain't a problem when there is. This is a really big one. And I'll be damned if I let anything happen to you guys while I sit here.
Yeah, go Zach! But we're splitting the party like I said not to do! Why?
I'm done running when things get tough.
He's about to argue for a moment, but...
Look, bro, if things ain't good, I'll be the first one out. But allow me this one thing, alright? Just this one time. If it doesn't work out, you'll be the first one to know. You can laugh then, or berate me all you want, but please don't ask me to step aside like I'm incapable of doing anything to help.
I have no idea if it is the look on his face or the tone of his voice. The tone of my voice. Ultimately, although his mouth presses into a thin line, he nods.
All right. Stay safe, Zach.
Alright. Upon returning to his apartment, Zachary was greeted by Ashton and Isabella. Now suspicious of what was happening, Ashton informed Zach that he and Isabella will try and get to the bottom of this. He also warned Zach to be careful. Oh no, and that was also a thing that happened today. All the bad things are happening today. When he stumbles into the sidewalk and allows the afternoon crowd to swallow him whole, I like to think the tiny gleam in his eyes is the closest thing we can get to optimism in this situation. Whether that alone will be enough to give me a peaceful sleep tonight remains to be said. Oh no! Night falls, and despite my best attempts, sleep continues to elude me. With her image still stuck in my head, flashing every few moments, it catches me off guard. With Ma's lullaby still echoing in my ears, no longer the soft tone it once was. And the terrible gnawing at the pit of my stomach. It's no wonder I can't bring myself to drift off even for a little while. It's not that there's a complete lack of things to do while waiting for sleep to come, if it ever will. At 2:45 in the morning, I find myself cleaning my photography equipment for no other reason than to just pass time. Oh no, I don't like this. Though if I'm going to be honest, it is not the night terrors that are keeping me wide awake tonight, but the anxiety and the hope I'll hear from Ash or Isabella soon. And for what's perhaps the 42nd time, I shift over to the end of the table where my phone still lies. I've not heard from them since they left. They haven't promised a call, of course, but a small part of me wishes they would have the common sense at the very least. Waiting is a tough game, and with the concerns stretching out the minutes far longer than usual, it's impossible for more unpleasant thoughts to enter my mind. Moreover, it does not help that when the clock strikes 3, my hand stills. Oh, fuck, no! QuickTime event incoming! It'll be a complete and utter lie to say my heart doesn't leap straight to my throat in that brief second. My whole body has gone motionless, ears straining for any further sounds. A couple of 10 seconds pass. Nothing. Of course, that's how old building I'm staying in is. Power fluctuations ain't nothing new. Every now and then, this would happen, leaving a few tenants in a rather bad mood. Nothing unusual anymore after a few years of living here. But this time, the sudden hush brings with it a stillness that raises the hair at the back of my neck and set my heart beating hard against my chest. Something reeks in the air, and in an instant, this place is no longer home. It's a prison. Every fiber of my being screams at me to leave. I force myself to swallow, keep a clear head as I lay down my cleaning tools and begin gathering together the rest of my things scattered about on the table. Camera's body, lens, diffuser, phone, anything my hand could reach. But in the resulting panic, like in the nightmare, it is the scent that reaches me first, a foul, putrid smell filling my lungs with the heavy stink of death. My fingers clamp tightly to the camera, holding it closer to my body as if the tiny thing could provide enough protection to whatever is in the room with me. It won't. But it's the only comfort I have.
Hello? I know you're in here. What do you want?
Something moves behind me. A soft scuttle over the walls, followed by a squelch and painful creaking of what can only be rotten flesh and broken bones. Without hesitation, I whirl around, my fingers camera ready, patiently waiting for another moment.
Leave! Leave now! There's nothing here for you!
There's a brief moment of silence after, and for a short while, I think my pleas worked. Then, with no warning, the shuffling resumes, along with it the sobs of a woman. Wait. Use the mouse to look around, spacebar to take a picture. Okay, it's back this way. Hey, fuck you, bitch! Oh, I get it. Oh my god. The light. I had to use sound to follow it, but I did it. The light flashes, fleeting one last time, allowing me a glimpse of her grotesque, misshapen features before it is once again lost in the darkness. All of a sudden, her tune changes, no longer a soft cry, but a high-pitched shriek brimming with pain, grief, and anger. Every ounce of courage I've mustered flees from my body at the sound, and next thing I know, my hand is gripping the knob, and I'm wrenching the door open. Her wails follow me as I flee into the night. Oh, Jesus, I made it out! Pacing has always been more of Ashton's thing than mine. When I want to think, I sit and let the minutes tick by till an idea comes to mind, or my pulse settles down. And yet, dried leaves and cracking twigs under my shoes as I make another pass at them. Terror is too mild to describe what this is. There's no way in hell I'm going back. Whatever she is, pleading won't work. The moment we saw the letter, she's been after us.
But I can't run. Not this time.
Nearly 2 hours have gone by since I left the comfort of my room for the solitude of the park. 2 excruciating hours since I started making calls. No one's answering. Not even Rebecca, who's always kept her phone line open in case other people need her. Or Isabella, who frequently checks hers for any messages and readily responds as soon as she can afford. This does not help that Ash hasn't said a word as to where he went off to as well.
Damn it! I knew I should have asked him before I let him leave.
Knowing him, he can be anywhere, but there's really only one place he'll likely be at this time. The sun has already peaked over the horizon when I make it to the mansion. I have no idea what I'm expecting to see when I got there. There's Ashton, first and foremost. Part of me wishes my assumptions are correct and that he's really somewhere close by on a stakeout. But I've never been the lucky sort when it comes to that kind of guessing. And even after I've made a round of the immediate vicinity, I could find neither hide nor hair of him. Calling him does no good either, considering how awful the signal here is. He can't be too far if he's really here, but if he is, he would have already noticed me by now. Instead, there's only silence. The kind too quiet to find any sort of comfort in. Even the trees seem to have fallen silent with the rest of the mansion, oblivious to what's happening around it. A small island of stillness in the otherwise fast-paced world. No wonder the whole of Aslam feels at odds with the rest of Luxburn. While the city is alive, growing every minute, breathing every second, and pulsating with life, the village remains unmoving, unchanged. It's not surprising the legend still lives up to this day, and why she's still here, walking its hallowed halls. And beyond me, the mansion looms ominously. But now ain't the time for fear. Even if Ash is not here, I've still got to let the Wrights know what I've seen, what's in their home. And whatever grievance Ash has with them doesn't matter. There might be grounds for imprisonment, but they don't deserve a brutal death at the hands of one malicious spirit. I'm sure Isabella would want the same thing. I head straight for their door without a second thought. Takes a few rings. The sound loud above the stillness before I hear footsteps on the other side.
God and Bennett! Only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour. Where's that damn butler when I need him?
Whoa! Something is wrong with him! Something is wrong with him! Before long, the doors open wide with Mr. Luke Wright standing behind it. Seething would be a complete understatement to describe him. Like this, I've got no doubt why Ash would find him a suspect.
You! Again! It's bloody 6 in the morning! What the hell is it now?
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time! Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't! Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep. Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
Before I can get a word in, he slams the door to my face and bolts it shut with such finality.
Wait, sir, you gotta hear me out. You're both in danger if you stay in there. Have you seen the news lately? Everything's not a coincidence.
Only silence answers me. Maybe if it was Miss Wright. Who am I kidding? I've already seen the look on her face when I tried before. There are limits to how far a person will believe in you. Then again, I didn't believe Isabella when she warned us. But now I'm here desperately trying to save people, even if I'm aware it's completely out of my own capacity to do so. Is this what they call karma? So this is a horrible way of turning things around. Taking people's lives, playing with people's fears, making them feel useless.
You're around, ain't you? You here? Inside this house? Listening, watching, or whatever it is that you spirits do?
Do not antagonize the spirit, Zach!
What do you want?
Do not antagonize the spirit!
You're already dead! Leave us!
Nothing. I don't even know who I'm talking to, or if a sane person is supposed to be doing that. The only thing I got after is a feeling of foolishness washing over me. Or perhaps this is just me losing my mind. Out of options and any other ideas, I let my hand slide off the door's handle and fall listlessly to my sides. I can go back to Luxborn, try to find the others, try to get out of this mess with them. Let them know how much in deep shit we all are. Both sound good. Either way, my loitering here ain't helping at all. I let the quietness calm me for a few minutes before standing up and heading out to fetch my bike. It's quite a distance to Luxborn, but if I hurry, maybe I'll reach it in maybe. Rustling stops as soon as I turn around, strain my ears for any movement around me.
Yo, Ash, you there?
No answer. If he is here, I've just missed him earlier. Oh no, 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 no! Already my feet are moving to search of him for the second time. Wouldn't hurt to double check. Triple check even. With how big this property is, he can be anywhere. If things aren't so urgent, if they aren't so dire that lives are at stake, I'd probably just have waited for him to show up again.
But damn it! He needs to realize what exactly it is he's dealing with.
That is not just a petty criminal he can simply throw in jail. This is something beyond the authority his police badge could ever give him. The guy needs to stop playing the big damn hero. Sit down and chill. My breathing comes in short, shallow rasp by the time I make it back to where I started. Still no sign of him, and I'm beginning to think I'm just wasting my time here. But that's when I hear it. We're gonna save real quick. I recognize that melody in a heartbeat. Ma's favorite song. I listen for a while, trying to gauge where exactly from the house it's coming from. A few start moving before I can stop them. And there, as I circle a corner, from a room on the first floor, a single window is open, but I can't make out whoever's inside. However, I'm sure the singing comes from there. Still, while hear an old tune of your places, I won't know. It's not an obscure song by all means, but it's pretty rare to find someone who knows this. And for some reason, death seems to follow this song around. Panic lodges itself at the base of my throat at once. Whoever's humming might be I don't want to be the pessimist now, but on the off chance, is it Miss Wright?
Shit.
I shouldn't just barge in there. I can put myself in danger before I can save anyone. Ash will tell me to do the exact same... Ash will tell me so in the exact same words. Might even write me a dissertation why it is a bad idea that he ain't so lazy. But damn it, god damn it! I am not opening that window! That is a ghost! I'm gonna keep looking for Ash! In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The half that spent too much time around Ash. It's right, though. The reasonable part. If I do force my way in and find something unpleasant, how am I gonna fight back? With my camera? No matter where you look at it, that's simply asking for a painful death.
I have a better chance if I find Ash. What is he snooping about?
Perhaps I should try the forest? Make a round further into the gardens? Not a sound plan, but it's better than nothing. Woman's sobs have subsided now, by some means. Almost inaudible to the point where I'm wondering if I ever truly heard what I heard. I didn't get to dwell much on it, though, because right at that moment my phone rings. Sharp notes cut through the thick equitude. I clamp my hand over it, press the button before the speakers are close to my ear.
Are you?
I only got the tail end of the person's greeting on the other side, but I know the voice well enough.
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that? Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you? Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now. What kind of shithole did you get into?
Good morning to you, too. I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you. I thought you'd be...
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even... No, wait. Just get your ass here at Isabella's place, and hurry.
I shift my gaze into the mansion, specifically at the window I heard the cries from. There was nothing of it, and I think I saved him! I think I saved Zach! There is nothing of it now, not even echoes.
How urgent is this?
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here. Please, Zach.
That gives me a pause. It is a rare thing for him to take on that tone.
I'll be there in a few. An hour or two, tops.
Thanks. I'll see you.
I rush back to my bike as soon as the call ends. Without another look, I leave the mansion along with its haunting melodies and grim echoes behind. Terrified Zachary went to look for Ashton in the Ermengarde mansion, but to no avail. He also tried to warn Luke Wright about the spirit supposedly living in the house, but was simply turned away. As he was about to give up, he received an urgent call from Ashton ordering him to head for the Salem Well residences. Okay, was there something that I was gonna see here? No, they didn't talk about him having the encounter with the ghost. There are more important things than my own curiosity and impulses. Marianne, I did it! Oh, that's a nice picture on the wall there. I like that. And what's that desktop? That desktop looks like it's from like a game or something. Maybe it's Quantum Suicide? That also looks like the same thing there. Okay, is that a legit game? Okay, so I wanted to check on this like Quantum Suicide thing because it almost looked like it was another game that looked really good. And this also looks like a video game thing. But we're talking about Marianne right now, so I don't know, maybe this is a series that she likes or worked on or something? It's weird, but oh my god, she's dressed like the main character is. Like with the dress and everything. Wow, maybe that's where she gets her fashion sense. But we have a new profile to look at. Marianne McCulloch. She's 30. Born July 14th, 5'11". That's regularly tall. I mean, like I'm 5'10", so she's taller than me. Interior designer, former architect, Irish. Oh, she's also Roman Catholic. Bachelor of Arts in Architecture. She likes chocolate, cats, classical arts, country music, karaoke, board games, video games, anime, and other obscure pop culture items, and yoga. Dear God! I knew there was a reason I liked her. Oh. I just read like the first thing there. That's horrible. Left in a dumpster as a baby, she was found by a peddler and spent most of her childhood roaming the countryside in a beat-up van. Her father taught her how to read, write, and pray. Though an unconventional life, it was all she knew. Child welfare and protection eventually caught on and required that she have a proper education. She was provided a scholarship at St. Samtham School for Young Ladies and was bullied for being a charity kid. Well, that's bullshit. What the fuck? Why are people so horrible? I don't fucking get it, man. I mean, like, when I see new and interesting people, I like to talk to them and figure out, like, what they're about and, like, you know, befriend them. Why are other people, like, oh, look, they're different than me. Let's beat it the fuck up. I'm like, why? Granted, the same thing. I did the same thing when the ghost showed up, but that's different. The ghost is not an interesting person I can chat. It's trying to kill us. So that's fair. Marianne only had one friend and was mostly focused on her studies, intent on graduating and returning to her father. A shame he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's soon after. Her work as an architect in Ireland lasted until the Irish economic crisis. Ugh. She moved to England and, after some time, Luxbourne in search of a better career opportunities. Okay. Well, we survived with Zach. I am like 99% certain that I could have fucked that up somehow and Zach could have died. This feature shows the outline of your current chapter and has content that others might deem as spoilers. That's the branching tree. I still haven't looked at that tree yet. I gotta get through the whole game before I look at the fucking tree, so I know what choices I've made and what are good or bad choices. But what I was trying to say was that we've already played as Isabella, Hannah, Zach, and now Marianne. So we're Marianne now. Oh, she got a very good relationship with her. But the thing that I need to fix that. God, I need to fix that. The thing I want to focus on is the fact that the big reason I decided not to have wonderful, lovable Zach go to his imminent death, because that's what that was because the only person who it could have been was Hannah. Could have been Hannah in that room, possessed by the ghost or something like that. But she already had her moment with the ghost, and we've already played as her, so we haven't seen it. So, I think I made the right choice, and I finally fucking... I think that I saved Zach. I don't know if I, permanently saved him, because we don't know what's going to happen later in the game. But as we move on to Marianne, we're definitely going to be, trying our best to do everything that we can to keep her alive as well. And might I say, damn. She fine. Okay, 7:15 p.m. The numbers are so little on the top of my screen, and they glare at me with such intensity that I can just hear their accusations. I'm late for a night out with the girls, yes, but I have a perfectly good excuse, jeez. Considering I don't follow typical office hours, they really can't expect me to be able to just go as I please at 5:30 on the dot. The client is, first and foremost, my priority. I have to sit tight when my personal assistant, Chris, tells me we have a big one coming up and that I shouldn't miss this one. He knows a lot more of the who's who and the what's what when it comes to these socialites, and I trust that judgment call. I really don't have time for rich people and their drama and their politics. These sort who were born with silver spoons in their mouths, who were used to wagging their silver tongues about. I let him handle the negotiating with them for the most part. Why else would I have hired him? But he told me I'd receive a message about it an hour ago.
Now, if only he has the full shilling when it comes to the time.
Come on, I have a social life too, you know. To an extent. Sort of. Pressing my head against my table, I stave off an oncoming headache when the notification for an email pops up. All I'm expecting is a, hey, this looks like a good project I found. Go send them a design, or something like that. That's how it often goes. Even with these rich, jammy clients who's heard of me from their equally rich, jammy friends, I can't expect them to hire me right off the bat. Which is all well and good and reasonable. And we figure out what they want, send them my portfolio, my drafts for their projects, my rates, and hope for the best. Chris Oak Parker. That's an interesting name. Okay, this is a big client, Marianne. I'll babysit Beruthiel for you. Just please take this one project. I promise this person is huge in Luxburn. Mr. Park, this is a formal request to secure the services of Marianne McCulloch, hereinafter called the designer, as authorized by Hannah Wright, hereinafter called the client, for interior design work at Ermengarde Mansion, Luxborn, the address United Kingdom. The client hopes to have the designer there on October 21st, Friday, with the time pending. I'm sorry, I read all that, like, up here, and then it popped up down there. My bad. But as I open the email, I see that I've been requested by the client specifically. Well, I certainly didn't expect that, and it's pretty straightforward, too. Anyone else would probably be excited. They would be working with the Hannah Wright. She's just one of the rich socialites that everyone talks about, no matter how hard I try to tune out such nonsense. It would have been enough for me to reply an affirmative to Chris and leave, but he has never pleaded for me to take a project before. We've worked with big personalities in the past, celebrities, bankers, even a few politicians. My PA has been indifferent about those. So the question bounced about my skull before I spy one of the email attachments. Ooh, a newspaper clipping from the Luxborn Daily's business news section boasting about headline, Wright Enterprise donates 2.5 mil to refuge. Oh, geez. At the grand opening of a new Wright Hotel last Wednesday, our local billionaire couple, Luke and Hannah Wright, announced the donation of $2.5 million to help Luxborn Refuge keep their service open. Unexpected but certainly welcome, this follows only a month after the couple's previous donation to the same amount to Save the Children UK. One of the largest donations. This amount will keep the safe house in Luxburn open for several years. With this money, Refuge can keep helping women, children, and victims of domestic violence. Oh, wow. There are rumors as well of the charity talking with the couple and looking into building a local center equivalent to their Gaia and Athena locations. Huh. These rumors have come to us due to one of the Enterprise's employees mentioning a project EOS. Certainly caused quite a stir back then. Apparently they had invited businessmen and socialites everywhere, and the guise of it being some big business announcement.
2.5 mil and an expensive-looking party to boot. These people sure know how to throw their money around.
Can I just say how happy I am that they got someone who actually speaks, who actually, like, here's the thing. I don't know, I cannot honestly tell if this actress is doing an accent or not, or if this is just her native speaking voice. But God, does it sound authentic. Regardless of whether it is completely authentic or she's just doing, like, a voice for it, it sounds good. It sounds authentic to what Irish people sound like. Like, and granted, there's a dialect. She's using a different Irish dialect than, like, because, you know, people will go, well, she doesn't sound like Jacksepticeye. Yeah, because Jack sounds different because of his dialect. Like, just like there are different dialects in America. Like, there's a Southern dialect. It's not an accent, it's a dialect. An accent is... I'm sorry, I have to explain this now. An accent is like if I was trying to speak in Russian. Like if I was genuinely speaking Russian, I would have an American accent while speaking Russian. An accent is when you are speaking another language and your own language influences it. A dialect, like having a Southern dialect or like a Wisconsin dialect or something like that, like, you know, all these different dialects exist, but they are not actually accents, because we are all still speaking the same language. Just accent is the easiest thing for people to latch onto, because dialect is not as popular. Sorry, I know I gave a boring little statement there, but this is in my field. I'm an actor. I love this shit. Not that I should be so callous. They're going to do a lot of good and help a community of people with all those pounds. I, of all people, shouldn't criticize such acts, whether they're for show or not. At the very least, I know they'll be able to pay my rates. With the headline out of the way, however, I find myself staring at the picture that came along with the clipping. Because, wow. Here I am, expecting a sour old woman in a blazer and skirt. But the woman that was plastered on the front page looked like she belongs on the front page of the entertainment section, or even, if I am to be crass, as the pinup for a glamour. Okay, I'll be real here. A men's magazine. You know, she sure knows how to rock that dress. Yes, she does. That's my girl Hannah. She knows how to rock that dress. Wait. Her hair, her eyes, her lips. She can't be her. At the same time, she is her, only several years older. She looks just like... No. Come on, Mac. The world is full of pretty blondes. It's just a coincidence. With a shake of my head, I snap out of it and reach out for my phone when it buzzes, nearly falling off my chair in the process. Who else would be on the other end of the line but the people waiting for me?
Oh, piss. I'm so sorry, Cam. I'm on my way.
That's what I say. Yet I still don't move from my chair, face flushed and heart racing. I can only stare until I can will myself to reply that yes, I'm accepting the assignment. And it takes even more time for me to just close the image, shut down the computer, and leave. Even then, it's already burned its image into my head, no matter how much I wish it would just disappear. Makes me eager for alcohol in the company. Makes me eager for anything that can help me forget. It's a good thing that the nearest pub is just a hop, skip, and a jump from here. An email from the Wrights came requesting Marianne McCulloch expertise for their home. What seemed like an innocent commission made a different impact on the famous designer after seeing a picture of the Wright missus. So obviously she has... Whether she legitimately has a connection to Mrs. Wright or not, Mrs. Wright looks like someone she knows from her past. Also, this is bringing me back to a moment earlier in the game when, while we were playing as Hannah, she was talking to Marianne and said something about it's a date. And when she said like, oh, it's a date, Marianne got like super like flushed and embarrassed, and I'm thinking that she might be Hannah might look like an old like lover that Marianne had in the past. I'm not certain of that. There's no way for me to know, but that's just my guess for now. We're gonna see if I'm correct as the game goes on. The Galway Shawl, as it is called by those who frequent the place, is the only decent Irish pub in this country. You can pretty much tell that someone is new if they call it by its official name, the Crawl Bar. My home away from home ever since I've moved to Luxbourne. No, that is when I'm not cooped up in my condo and working anyway. It has good alcohol, good company, and thank God and Saints... wait. Cecilia? I don't know why my brain froze on that word. Thank God and St. Cecilia, good music. Crowd favorites like the Bothy Noise, the High Wesleyan Men, and Second Fusion Orchestra are often played. Not to mention the singing. I love singing. Anyone could just break into a drinking song, and the others in the pub were just wonderful that they'd start singing along. And doing so while intoxicated is the best way to go about it. Hey, it's a win-win as long as I don't puke in the middle of the chorus, as long as I can get home in one piece at the end of the day. And tonight is karaoke night. What better time than to try and sing all my worries away? That's what my intoxicated brain tells me.
The ghost of guilt and sorrow remembers who I am, and in the prison of my heart, I was my only slave.
Oh my god, I am in love! Oh, that voice is heavenly. Oh my god, that was wonderful. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, God. Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh yes, more please, more please. But drinking only reminds me of my home, and the thought of home makes me think of her.
But in the depths of my cold soul, I'll leave the burden and despair.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful! Makes me nauseous. It sickens me that the smallest reminding of her can cause me such grief.
I'll fight for what's worth fighting for. Forget the fear, forget the rest.
Is there a way to re-listen to things? Is there a way to re-listen to things?
The ghost of guilt and sorrow remembers who I am, and in the prison of my heart, I was my only slave.
Dear God, I love that so much. I'm not going to make you guys re-listen to all of it again, but dear Christ. Oh my God, I just had an eargasm. Oh my God, I need a moment. I need a moment. Dude, if I smoked, I'd be having a cigarette right the fuck now because dear God. Oh, her voice is amazing. Just, it's hard to tell. I think it's the same actress who does the regular voice, but it's more American sounding to it now. Either that or it's the singing. When you're singing, because here's the thing is that some people don't realize when you are singing, like, if you speak the English language, whether it's British's received pronunciation or, like, you know, a lot of different things, if you're singing something that's meant to be sung in a particular way, you're gonna sing it in that way. And, like, accents and dialects sort of fade away sometimes. Not completely, but I mean, like, yeah. Damn, that was beautiful, and I need more of it in my life. Of course, that might just be the booze. Any other day, I would have scolded myself for drinking too much.
I lied to the Lord, I lied to myself, I lied to you and everyone I care, until there were no more lies to tell.
But I already have a client, and we'll be having our first little meet and greet in a few days. Oh my God. Game. I will continue to play you if you can promise more of this. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Cowardice is easier than being brave, but at last I found the strength I lost to sing my love letter to you. 'Cause people can lie, but my lone heart beats true.
I want to at least enjoy this night, get over the hangover tomorrow, and return to being a prim and proper professional later.
That song was for Cam, our lucky bride-to-be. So give her a hand, Galway shawl.
I'm sorry! I have want to hear it. I gotta hear the whole thing in succession. I'm gonna do the whole thing in succession. I may or may not have you guys listen to it with me, but dear God, it's beautiful.
The ghost of guilt and sorrow remembers who I am. And in the prison of my heart, I was my only slave. But in the depths of my cold soul, I'll leave the burden and despair. I'll fight for what's worth fighting for. Forget the fear, forget the rest. I lied to the Lord, I lied to myself, I lied to you and everyone I care, until there were no more lies to tell. Cowardice is easier than being brave, but at last I found the strength I lost to sing my love letter to you. 'Cause people can lie, but my lone heart beats true.
Oh my God, it was so good. Oh, I love it. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Oh my God, she is so fucking hot. Dear God, like, she likes anime, she likes video games, she can sing, she has a beautiful voice. Why do you not exist in reality? Why are you a character in a horror game? I want you to exist and marry me! Why?
A few moments later.
I am sorry about that, everybody. I just, I love voices. I love other people's voices, and when they do new and interesting things, I am captivated. So, I definitely had a bit of an eargasm. I want to find out who this actress is and if she does other things, because, dear God, she's amazing. Ooh, considering the state I'm in, one can excuse my smug grin as cheers and applause rise among the pub's patrons. God, I'm almost slipping into her accent. Because, possibly off-key public singing aside, I feel like I'm on top of the world right now, and that's a good reason as any to belt out in front of these strangers. With good drinks and good friends, there's nowhere else I'd rather be tonight. And I forget for a short while.
And that song was brought to you by Marianne McCullough, everyone! A round of applause!
She has friends! Her friends are also very pretty.
That was so good. You rock, Marianne.
Of course she does. There's a girl named Haruna. I think that's Haruna, and that's Cam? She's got the wedding ring, so I'm pretty sure that that's Cam and that's Haruna. Like, the drawings are all similar, so it's hard to tell, because they said that, like, you know, like, Ash is, like, Oriental, and I'm like, I can't really tell that much. Maybe I'm just crazy.
Oh, please stop. You're just saying that.
You know neither of us can hold a tune, Marianne. A toast to our shameless drunk singer. May your drinks forever flow and your notes be ever lovely.
Here, here! Cheers, mate!
If anyone deserves a toast tonight, that's Cam. Finally sealed the deal after 3 years, eh?
Read 'em and wait, bitches.
Kamla's diamond engagement ring gleams as she holds it up for the world to see. She has reasons to be proud. 3 years of living together, and her boyfriend finally asked her the big question. Obviously, she said yes.
Don't get too attached to that ring or the one after, sweetie. I was wearing a wedding ring not so long ago, and look at where I am. But enough of me being a downer. Cheers to a happy engagement!
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have said that, Haruna? Haruna. I'm sorry. I had a coworker who I used to work with at a retail store named Haruna. He was a very nice guy, but always he would do something like not actually dumb, but like the whole, you know how sometimes people like will make a dumb comment on purpose just to be funny? He would do that frequently. And I'd go like no, Haruna, no. And now I literally use the same voice and tone with her, and I feel so weird about it. Of course, if something like Haruna's divorce were to happen, I'd be there for Cam. Just as Cam has been there for me, acting more than just my yoga instructor, I can't be happier for my friend right now.
Cheers! Cheers!
Well, we both will be there for Cam, won't we? Haruna and I. It's been a real bad year for her since her divorce. She's such a nice person, even loaning me money to open a studio, and she didn't deserve what her husband had pulled. I'm happy she's smiling again and picking out like she used to. I think we all missed our Japanese firecracker. We met in yoga class, something I had joined to keep myself in shape and, well, honestly, so that I could make friends when I had moved to Luxborn. Clearly, it worked like a charm. And it definitely didn't have anything to do with the fact that I brought another along my lucky D20 die with me on the first day. No, sir. Oh! She plays D&D too? God! I play D&D! Why do you not exist in reality? God damn it! Everything is sad! You're like fucking perfect! I love you, Marianne! I'll make sure you don't die either! I love everyone. This game is making me love everyone. This game is making me love Marianne. It made me love Hannah. It made me love Isabel. I already love Zach, but still, I love him even more now. God damn. I honestly think the only person by the end of this game I'm not gonna be 100% down with, that I may not 100% like is Luke, because honestly, he's a douchebag. So, I mean, there's always one in that group of friends that no one likes, you know? I love these girls too much.
What about you, Marianne? You're 30 years old and you still haven't got yourself a man.
Not how that works.
And you guys know I have a very busy schedule. I don't have time for that.
Oh, come on. That's a lame excuse and you know it. You need a man who'll take care of you and you need it now. Maybe some hunk will be your house hubby while you rake in the dough.
I will do that. I will be that. I will be that house hubby. I will stay home and I will take care of everything. I'll clean the house. I'll do Let's Plays. I'll massage her feet when she comes home. Dear God, marry me, woman.
I'm quite capable of taking care of myself. Who needs a Mr. Wright?
I am not Mr. Wright. I am a Mr. Good enough. I happen to know on authority that many people think I am a good person and that I am charming, and I have a YouTube channel with 87 subscribers. Yeah! I wish it was more than that, but I mean, hey. God. I'm also an actor, so we're both artistic, even though she's actually working in her chosen field. Meanwhile, I come home after working all day and make YouTube videos to deal with the sadness. Oh well. At least there'll always be Marianne.
Hey, look at me. I'm Marianne McCullough, a lawful neutral cleric with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in charisma, but I can't get myself a date.
Here's the thing. I get that reference. Dude, you know why I love this game? Because it doesn't explain things. It doesn't explain what lawful neutral cleric with 9 points in wisdom and 8 points in charisma do. Because here's the thing. I get what she means by saying 9 to wisdom and 8 in charisma. It's not good. It's not good. For those of you who don't play D&D, anything lower than a 10 is a negative. So she has negative points in wisdom and charisma. That's not good. But I love this reference. God, I'm so happy. I mentioned druids and demons once. I don't even know the rules or understand what the numbers mean. Okay, they thought they were giving her a compliment, but they were insulting her. That's fine. I see, they couldn't call it Dungeons and Dragons because that's copyright, so Druids and Demons is fine. And I certainly am not some sort of holy person. I'm a far cry from a miracle maker, and I barely have the willpower to fight off demons, especially my own. Oh no. Well, you're gonna have to steel yourself, Marianne, because you and I gotta get married by the end of this game, so you better fucking survive.
Actually, maybe she isn't looking for a Mr. Wright, but a Mrs. Wright. Oh, my Marianne, we still love you even if you're in the closet.
That would explain some things. Haruna, you don't have a ring anymore. Maybe you two can be together and I don't have to worry about my best girls being alone.
What are you on about? There's nothing to explain.
But the more I deny, the louder they tease until the other people in the pub start to watch. Doesn't help at all when Haruna drapes her arm over my shoulder and leans in.
Will I be all yours then? Will you be making me feel like a woman?
Please? God damn it! That came out so pathetic. I'm so sorry. No, I'm not. I love this game. Oh my god, this is like, I've had so much fun with this game. I cannot believe how great this game has been so far. God, it's amazing. I know they're just kidding around, but that doesn't make me comfortable in the slightest. So when Kamala notices my silence and Haruna sees the expression on my face, they stop. And when the awkward air settles over us, the rest of the pub goes back to whatever they were doing before the whole thing ever happened. They probably won't even remember it when they wake up with the massive hangovers anyway.
Sorry.
Me too.
Hey, no hard feelings, right?
I raise my glass. They smile. We drink! There's no need to say more. So the lesbian threesome isn't happening? I am sad. We're all definitely far too drunk tonight. This is the perfect time for the lesbian threesome. She's not married yet. It's not a problem. Eventually, the fun times end. It is a weekday after all. And with Haruna being a nurse, she still has to get ready for her next shift. Cam also has a loving fiance waiting for her at home, and really doesn't have to make a fuss about having left some buns in the oven when she took off early. Really, I understand. I was the one who insisted, who was determined to get pissed drunk anyway. Moving to the bar, I sit. Alone at last. Alone with a stranger. Oh, this is not gonna go well. I haven't seen him here before. Obviously, he's not a regular. He hasn't said a word, and just sits there savoring his drink. With his whiskey served neat in one hand and a lighter in the other, it doesn't seem like he's noticed me yet. And maybe I should go before he does look my way. Because he was pretty and he was blonde, and those two things plus alcohol never did me any good. Thought too late. Judging by the way his flushed face and the daze looked in his eyes, he's as pissed drunk as I am. But whereas I feel like keeling over, he looks like he's ready to take the catwalk by storm. Really, he just has that air of one of those men who think they own the world.
Hello there, sexy.
Oh god.
Please don't stand up on my account. I already like what I see.
No. Just no. There is nothing. I do not know anything this game can do to redeem him at this point. Luke is just such a dickbag. His name is Whiskey here. That proves he's a dickbag. Not that drinking whiskey makes you a dickbag. He's just a dickbag named Whiskey.
Fancy a drink? It'll be on me.
But then again, I might be pleasantly surprised if he proves me wrong.
Want some between the sheets? Sex on the beach? I'm talking cocktails, of course.
Fat chance. But it doesn't matter. We both know how to play this game. And there are 2 different ways for the night to end. One thing or another is going to happen. The question is, what do I want to do?
Oh no, that's fine. I'd rather order some blue balls or some AMF if you don't mind.
It looks like she's about to say some witty retort, but stops himself and downs the rest of his whiskey. I order a mint julep. He gets another whiskey, and we start the customary small talk. Of course, the saying, ask me no questions and I'll tell you no lies, goes without saying. We ask nothing about each other, offering up falsehoods to establish a strenuous, fake connection between 2 strangers at a pub, if only to pass the time. Whiskey, as I have come to call him, is supposedly 21 years old. That's a lie. Single, takes care of his sick mother, and is a manager of some sort. All lies! Manager of what? I don't care to listen to the details. Meanwhile, Mint, as he has come to call me, is 29, and I'm... What did I say I was again? Oh yes, I told him I was a professional chocolate taster, because fuck it! I'm going to lie about what my job is. Might as well make it fun. It's a pretty decent chat between 2 drunk strangers. And maybe it's just me, but we might as fucking well expend the tiniest amount of effort in pretending there's something meaningful in this meeting. Would have been nice, too, if it was just left at that. But during a long conversation, he brings it up.
You know, I've never been with a woman taller than me.
And to think he might have been different from the rest.
Never have and never will, whiskey. Can we go back to the history of chocolates? Did you know that chocolate candy was introduced in 19th century England as a healthier alternative to alcohol?
Is that true? I'm not sure if that's true, but I want it to be true now, purely because she said it. St. Lucy was the most beautiful woman of her time. She had men come from the 4 corners of the world just to see the pure light of her exquisite green eyes. If she were so lucky, anyway.
No, enough of the history lesson. Come on, Mint. You know and I know what you came here for.
Though not every suitor was gallant and she was no fool, she had known that sooner or later she wouldn't be able to defend her chastity.
Come on. There must be something that gets you going.
Ugh! Oh, I do not like that sound in my ears. Such good acting, but God, I hate that sound in my ears. And so she had taken out a knife and gouged out her own eyes.
There is something, but I don't think you can handle it.
Impressed with her devotion, God restored her eyes and made them more beautiful than before. He has a peculiar sense of humor, hasn't he? Because that only meant suitors kept going after Lucy, and she kept her eyes in a chalice to scare them away.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can handle whatever it is.
Okay, I'm going for this. I shouldn't be, but I'm going for this. International Women's Day, upside down, and you're the horse. Can you do that? Yeah, I went there. St. Lucy, help me. Help me turn away from sin. Help me with my own blindness.
My place isn't too far from here. I won't take care of you if it ends up being too much for you.
No! No! Bad! There wasn't even a choice!
And no one will be able to hear you if you try to scream. You sure you want to go down that road, pretty boy?
Wouldn't have it any other way.
The best thing about having my condo so close to the pub is the ease of access. As long as I can still stand and walk, I can make it home. Maybe I'd need help from a kind stranger or 2 to help me with the last leg if I've really gone overboard on the alcohol. But I always made it home. Sometimes with company. Of course, that always comes to complications, especially with the real clingy ones. But it isn't anything a good tip about stalkers to the building security can't fix. I'm always nervous though, even if this isn't the first time I've done this. God damn. Marianne went to the Crawl Bar, also called the Galway Shawl, by its patrons for a night out with her close friends, Cam and Haruna. When they left, Marianne was seen with a stranger whom she only referred to as Whiskey. In turn, she was called Mint. Dear God, this is not good. Brain, I don't think there will be a sex minigame. If there is, I'm going to have to cut it out. Let's just go down that route. In the first few minutes when we enter my room are the first few agonizing minutes where I try not to panic. Okay, Mac, so far so good. Don't let him smell your fear under all that liquid courage. He'll leave sooner or later, and I'll never have to see him again, just like every other man before him. Oh, fuck. I'd like to say to myself that the men I have brought to my place were more scared than I was. Yet there is no fear when I look into Whiskey's eyes, only delight. When he starts touching me, I don't hesitate when I push him against the door. Roughness is to be expected. As long as he sticks to the script, everything will go smoothly. We'll have our little tumble in the sheets, he'll leave, and we'll forget about it. If somebody asked what I really wanted, I would have told them I wanted a bed of roses, chocolates, and music. Maybe in an Irish castle. But all I really want is her. That's never going to be my reality. That was my fault, of course. Because I was afraid. Because I was a coward. They would never hold a candle up to her. She was the light of my life. And I had let her go. Couldn't even be bothered at the thought of her. Just the single thought of her makes my resolve to see this affair through waver.
What is it now?
Yes, what is it now? It's gonna be Marianne sex or to not sex? My relationship with Hannah is great. Oh, and you know what? We're at time for this episode! So you know what? We're gonna make this decision in the next episode. I know! I can hear you screaming at me, I know! But I don't know, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. My brain is saying this is wrong. That is what my brain is telling me. But her brain may be saying nothing, never mind, to do this to forget the pain of whoever this other woman is. So that's why we're gonna have to wait for next time to figure out what the fuck we're gonna do, or if we're gonna be fucking or not fucking, and I don't know what's gonna happen next. But either way, thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you being here with me. Oh god, next time I have to make the choice of whether or not to sleep with the asshole. Here's the thing. I know for a fact that I don't want her to sleep with him. I didn't want this, and the game is giving me the choice of whether or not she does it. But I feel like she does want to do it, but I don't want her to. So I'm going to wrestle with that in between these episodes, and hopefully, I will have a good answer by the time we get to the next episode. So, thanks again, and until next time, have yourselves a beautiful day, my beautiful, beautiful viewers.